Thank you, Jayanti Garu, for the great introduction. And I thank my guru sitting before me. In fact, this all is evident of two gurus of me, where I cleared my CA inter Ganesh Garu from Clear Vision. I can see the presence of Ganesh Garu, and from whom I learned whatever the little audit I know today and income tax. My another guru, chairman of Vijayawada branch, Ravi Kishore Garu, and always it is for me a privilege to talk before the gurus under whom I learned many things in my career. And I thank Vijayawada branch. If I'm not wrong, this is my eighth session in last 5 years. Okay. So every time when it comes to bank audit, one session is always reserved for Vijayawada branch. And last year also, if people remember, it was 14th March. That was the first session after our All India Managing Committee members meet, which happened at Mumbai. In fact, all the Managing Committee members were traveled from Mumbai. And next day, there was a session. And for this season also, for me, this is the first bank audit session. And today, I'm just going to travel for different places. And it's always a great opportunity. And when it comes to bank audit, I remember I started my practice in 2013 and 2014 January. And 2014 March itself, I got an opportunity to speak on bank audit. A couple of my friends know that I'm little good with Excel, not an expert, but little good with the technology. By that time, I was speaking about Excel tools like Idea at the Hyderabad branch and other places. And he suggested me, why can't you go and speak on the bank audit? Because bank audit is such an area where most of the time we do the traditional practice by just taking the documents and start doing the audit. But my articles, I was having an experience of bank audit, and after almost the gap of my industry period, I worked for Microsoft and Swiss Bank. That 5 years, I lost the touch. Then in 2014 March, my friends, two three friends who are good in bank audit, taught me what are the recent things happened. And I've taken one lecture in 2014 March, and that has given me the experience. And we also got the bank audit for SBH the point of time. And with that experience, every year I am also learning. It's not that I know everything and I'm going to talk before you. Every year I am upgrading my knowledge, going everywhere and speaking before the many people who are already having good knowledge. With this little introduction, without taking much time, let me go into the today's session. In fact, I was just talking about the initial days how I traveled. So in 2015, they asked me to talk on the Microsoft Excel as a bank audit tool. I still remember I was just taking three, four different type of examples. That time, SBI CCDP file converting into Excel itself was the art. If anyone knows how to convert any text file into the Excel file, even our article student, we consider that one entire 1 week, our article student is the hero. And since then, now we introduce it to the market, how we can do with the Power Query, even in the Excel itself, how we can make maintain the documentation. As you all know, in any audit, working papers are something very important that should not be created, that should be generated over the period of our process. It's not something you should not take a time to create the working paper. While you are doing the audit, that should be generated. So while doing the work with the Excel, how we can create the working papers, and especially at the time of lockdown, when the new LFR format came, and there are a lot of questions which are part of LFR, where they are talking about the IRAC and classification directly. In fact, that entire schedule, after they introduced 2021 September notification, the entire IRAC related classification related questions now they are asking. If you want to really answer, until unless you do the analysis with the data, it is almost impossible. And from the day, now the days are going towards the artificial intelligence. When November 30th, 2022, the entire world was looking into one news that ChatGPT introduced by the OpenAI. That was the buzzword. And the people who understood what exactly this and start downloading within 5 days, that reached into 1 million downloads. Then the entire world is trying to look and understand what this does. And from since then, even Google introduced a chatbot. Microsoft Of course, having the majority stake in the OpenAI company, integrating the ChatGPT concept into their applications, especially into the Bing Windows. And last 1 year, 2013 year, if you ask me, that is nothing but a milestone or a landmark for any technical innovation in the world. Considering 2013, whatever the developments happened, 23, sorry, 23, whatever the developments happened, considering that we are going to talk today's session. So we'll be talking in the first hour, understanding the AI first. So specifically, it may be for the bank audit, but we will try to understand first what is GPT, how it's going to work in our day-to-day cases. In between, I'm going to stop the video and I also do a lot of forensic audits. I'll show you a couple of reports how entirely we generated using the ChatGPT and how great the Copilot, which are part of your Windows. How many of you know the word called Copilot? Have you heard about this word? Very good. How many of you are using Windows 11? Very few. Remaining all Windows 10, Windows 7, anyone? At least you must use 7 or 10 or 11. Some hands did not raise. I know the reason. Okay, this fellow is talking about 11, 10, and 7. First of all, we are not sure what we are using. Maybe that could be the reason. Okay, don't worry. So, whatever the Windows you're finding in my system, I'm using the 11 latest version. And right side at the bottom, if I can zoom maybe little more, 1 second. Are you finding here? There is a small icon. Are you finding this icon? Yes. How many times you clicked that icon? Accidentally, at least. I'm sure at least one time you might have clicked accidentally. Then you thought, oh my God, some virus came, let me close. Because you are not sure what it is. Okay. It is the place where you can get a lot of information. Okay. That is what the co-pilot is. We'll try to little dive into what exactly the artificial intelligence, what is the meaning of GPT, what is the meaning of chat GPT. And if you can afford of paying 2000 rupees in the chat GPT, what the extra functionalities you can get it. And do you know the word called Gemini? Except the TV, what you find? Gemini. What is that? Chatbot, Google one. Earlier, they used to call it as a bot. Now they renamed it as a Gemini. They are branding it as a Gemini. Okay. So without taking much time, let me jump into the topic. As you know, like any other of my sessions, I don't keep so many PowerPoint presentations, so many slides, because most of my sessions are demonstration. So considering the same, I kept very limited PowerPoint slides. Then immediately we'll go into the chat GPT or Copilot to understand what it is. Introduction to the chatbot. We'll try to understand what is ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and what is prompt engineering. Honestly, how many of you did not open the ChatGPT till now? Okay, very good. You did not open. Very good. No problem. After this session, at least my suggestion, you go and create an account. And you need not even create an account. If you have a Gmail account, you can directly link your Gmail to the ChatGPT. You will get to know how beautiful work it does. AI's remarkable abilities to answer complex questions, manipulate text, write code, you can create art, you can get the advice, and more are revolutionizing how we work and address the challenges. In this dynamic landscape, particularly in the Western world, of course, now the entire world, three prominent AI chatbot has emerged as leaders. OpenAI ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Google Gemini. And don't have a confusion which to use what, when to use what, and so on. I'll try to explain what is the functionality each one is having. First, let me introduce what is GPT. GPT stands for Generative Pre-training Transformer. GPT is a deep learning model developed by the OpenAI. GPT is trained on massive amount of text data to generate human-like text. Basically, GPT can create a text for you. The next level to the GPT is an analysis. GPT is based on the transformer architecture, which was first introduced in the paper. Attention is all you need by Google researchers. This is what the irony. It's not about these days how much great knowledge we have. This is a great example. Let me tell this. It's about how much quickly you adapt because knowledge is there everywhere. Who is adopting first? They always become the leader. In 2017, there is a company called Google. They are having a subsidiary which called as a Google Brain. In the Google Brain, there are 7 young researchers who has done research on the NLP, natural language processing. To the world, they have introduced a new concept in the NLP called transformer with a research paper, 15 pages paper. The title of the paper is Attention is All You Need. They release it to the world because researchers, what they do, they do some research. If they find something interesting, they release to the world. They released hundreds of paper, out of which one paper is Attention is All You Need in 2017. Then this concept adopted by the OpenAI company built a chatbot called ChatGPT released in 2022. After introduction of ChatGPT, the headlines are that Google is going to close. Now the best alternative than the Google, ChatGPT. If you can understand carefully, for the entire world, this concept introduced by the Google, but they did not believe the concept. They did the R&D, they have given a concept to the world, and they started working for the next research. This concept taken by the OpenAI company built an application returning back to the Google. So very, very important. It's not about how much we know, how much great books we have, how many applications in our system we have. It's like Excel is looking at us every day. Shall we at least open today and start learning something? But we don't open it. It's not great if you have Office 365 beta version until unless you use it. How many of you are having Office 365? I'm sure at least 50%. Have you anytime used a function called image? Because if you have Office 365 or even 2007, if you are using the same function, what is the purpose of Office 365? Image is a function. I'll tell you one case study. Image is a function in Office 365. If you do a VLOOKUP function, how you can get the data from the other table to here? VLOOKUP function, I'm sure everyone know. If images are there in one table, you can even use the VLOOKUP function, get the respective image. I've done one small project for one of the payroll department in one of the MNC. Now, every time with a employee ID, they are not only getting the respective information of basic salary, HRA, and everything. Along with that, they are also getting the image. Because the problem every time they are finding it, if 2 employees are with the same name, image is something through which they can identify. One of the very important functions. How many of you are having Demat accounts? These days, everyone. You need not raise the hand. Even small people these days, thanks to Abstract, thanks to Zerodha, okay, free account, 25 rupees per day, whatever the transactions you do, Demat accounts almost increased 20-fold in last 2 years. I'm sure you all are having Demat account. You invest at least some little money. Not as the money are earned because of seeing for the last 1 week or what is happening in the market. But you all having some investment. What is the analysis you do? If you want to do some analysis, where you will go? BSc, NSC, money control, screener. Why you want to go there? When your Excel is ready with you. How many of you use a function called stock history? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the crowd of more than 50. Then what is the use of you using Office 365? Stock history is a function. You just need to give a script. It's going to give you last 5 years. What is the price? 52 week high, 52 week low. What is the volume? Everything. Especially if you are filing income tax return for the ESOP cases where day-wise currency rate is required. We go to RBI website to get the currency rate. Why you need to do that? Go to your Excel, write a stock history function. Whatever the currency rate, USD by INR, comma, start date, end date. Last 2 years currency rates, you will get it. This is part of your Office 365. This is what the example I'm trying to tell. It's not about how much knowledge we have. It's not about how many applications our system is having. It is about how much we are using it for our day-to-day. If we are not in a position to use it, if we are not saving the time out of it, then there is no meaning of whatever the applications we are having. It is as simple as we are using the old MS DOS applications. So at least start using what is new. That is what this concept is. Once they released this, and OpenAI took this initiative and they released GPT-2, GPT-3. Now the advanced chat GPT is having GPT-4. What is GPT? Generative pre-training transformer. First of all, what is this AI? How it is going to create a content? So that you will understand whether it is really helpful for bank audit or not, or your income tax or not. Whenever I see Ganesha, I have seen him at lunchtime. Immediately with a lot of respect, okay, I greeted him. Within fraction of seconds, whenever I see my friends, within fraction of seconds, smile came into my face and I started greeting them. How is it possible? Let's say one guy at the time of CNS had a quarrel. After that, we did not meet. Suddenly, he came before me. Automatically, I am becoming little reserved. How is it possible? Because of my brain. My brain captured a lot of content since my childhood. Just this moment. Whenever I want to do an action, my brain processes it and it will tell me what I should react. What I should react. If an unknown person came, I did not even meet him anytime earlier. I don't have any reaction. I just getting into a formal reaction person. Because the content about that particular person is not stored into my brain. I hope you're getting the point. If a person having 10 years of friendship with me, I can talk about him, I can discuss about him, paras and paras, because I traveled a lot, my brain stored terabytes of information about that particular person. Now, let's try to understand this GPT concept. What OpenAI did, they gathered the entire web information from YouTube, from Twitter, from Facebook, from Google, from every damn website. Whenever you post a website, it's going to ask you, do you want this website to be search enabled or not? In the world, 99% of the website, they want search to be identifying their website. They want people to read their website. That means you are giving an access to the people to open it, read it, get the content from their website. This OpenAI company captured these terabytes of data and stored. And they made models using machine learning artificial intelligence. Then whenever you ask a question, whenever you are asking a question, let's say if I ask a question, what is CA? ChatGPT. I asked a question, what is CA? Out of the terabytes of data, it can find many CAs. CA is a computer associates, one good company. CA is the code of US state, California. CA is a chartered accountancy in India. So what prominence more, it's going to give you that as a result. What prominence more in the search? I got to know two friends with the name called Suresh. One guy I just met a week back. One guy I met. I just got a call very casually. Sharan, myself Suresh, how are you? Immediately, who will come into my mind? My friend having a relation of last 10 years. I generally don't think that a guy just not 1 year back is going to call me. That means If the information is more in the content, if I ask a question, let me ask this question. What is CA? Generally, we are habituated with the word of CA everything. You think CA means chartered accountant. But do you think the word, out of the content, do you think CA is chartered accountant is a prominent word? No. Probably California, probably some other company, probably some other agency, and so on. So the content, what it is going to give you is based on the content, what it loaded. Many a times I get a question, sir, and ChatGPT is waste. Because I asked about a question, it did not answer. What it asked, give me my name. How ChatGPT will get to know? Do you know what my baby will do today? You will get to know. You ask even which is part of your LFM. There is a more chance it may go right. Because out of terabytes of data it gathered, LFR is used in India, and that too the content which may be relating to LFR on the web may be very limited because of CA Club India, maybe because of tax tax RBI website, ACI institutes like Vijayawada branch YouTube channel, and all other. This all content is not even bigger. It's a very small content, very customized content. So obviously, when you ask a question, it may be very vague. Then you now the question is what is CA? I asked. It has given some information which is not useful. Then I ask, what is CA in India? Now, out of the entire data, filter CA, and it's going to filter in the Indian context. Then I'm going to ask a question: what is CA in India with respect to the education? Now, don't you think it's going to give you a chartered accountant? Many a times, ChatGPT itself is making us lazy. Yes or no? Even people are expecting ChatGPT to give very lazy questions. They simply ask a question with one single line. Obviously, it's a very vague question ChatGPT cannot understand. If you want to get the best result out of any chatbot for that matter, your prompt has to be very clear, collaborative, if possible, sometimes pages. And that means every word it's going to pick up, lot of filters will happen. It will narrow down the entire data out of trillions, terabytes of data. It will take you what is needed. Okay. So we will go into that. How to go into all of basically probably I'm going to share this with you. You can understand. What is ChatGPT? Developed by OpenAI. ChatGPT boosts a simple interface, various features, and frequent updates. However, optimal response requires prompt engineering. We'll talk about what prompt engineering a little later. Its growing popularity, nearly 2 billion users, has impacted speed and performance. Additionally, GPT-4 access requires payment. If you want to go to the next level of using ChatGPT, you are going to subscribe for ChatGPT Plus. I'll tell you what ChatGPT Plus can do. What is Copilot? OpenAI company, when they initially was a startup, Microsoft invested huge money into that. Obviously, when a person is investing into you, they'll take best advantage out of what the product you are generating. So OpenAI company, whatever the ChatGPT they made it, Microsoft now is taking an advantage. Now Microsoft is trying to integrate this concept into every their product. Excel is going to have very soon Copilot. In fact, already Copilot for finance released. It's not very helpful, but it is very simple interface as of now. Over the period, they are going to grow it. Already your Bing, which is a Microsoft product, when it comes to search the data, Google is 90% popular. Very few countries it's big. Thanks to Copilot, because of the Copilot, people started using it because they want to use Copilot, right? This is developed by Microsoft. Copilot leverages web data for up-to-date information. I'm sure ChatGPT initial days, whoever used. Yes, sir. No, when it comes to Copilots, it's a real-time data. Okay. When it comes to ChatGPT free version, it was still 2021. Now they updated till 2023. When it comes to ChatGPT Plus, it's a real-time data again. When it comes to the Gemini, it's a real-time data. Okay. Its strengths includes free GPT-4 access, audio, visual features, and multiple conversation styles. You can ask creative, you can ask balanced, precise for tailoring the queries and response tone or detail. You can't have a response like, I want to be very rigid. I want to reply to the GST authority. Is it possible? No. You'll throw your file out. I want to be very polite. Okay, your tone you can define. However, Copilot currently offers limited responses per conversation. I'll tell you how many conversations you can have it in the Copilot. Gemini, created by Google, Gemini provides swift responses and accurate answers with no restrictions on response number of conversation length. In fact, with my experience, Copilot, I'll give number one because speed is very fast, accurate information, up to date, then ChatGPT, then Gemini. Because I try to always look into all the three chatbots. I found it Copilot is more interesting and very accurate. However, some advanced features requires a monthly subscription of Gemini and so on. What is prompt engineering? This is what I'm talking about. Since our school days, we all are, you know, trained to give you the answers. Whenever you go to the interview, you are going to answer, not for asking a question, yes or no? Since our school days, we trying to give the answer for a question. That's the reason when we go for an exam, whatever they are going to give, the name is a question paper. It's not an answer paper, right? But the world came today a level where tools are telling many answers are there. You know how to ask the question first. I'm sure in next 5 years, the entire curriculum of school days will change. There's no doubt. At least one chapter they are going to keep it how to ask the question. The world is not about getting the answer. Entire answers are ready in the tools. The only thing is how to retry that answer, how to prompt it. That is what the prompt engineering is. These days, prompt engineering became a buzzword. People are talking about it. That's what I told about. If you ask what is CA, it will not give you the proper answer. If you ask what is CA in India, when it comes to the education, then it's going to give you the proper answer. That's what the question is. So prompt engineering, asking a right question is important when using ChatGPT as it helps ensure that the model generates a relevant and accurate response. The relevance of the question depends on the task at hand and the specific application of ChatGPT. I'm going to show you a couple of things which I used for practical purpose. Whenever I want to build, I do a lot of assignments with respect to the automation and analytics. That includes CFO dashboards using Power BI Tableau. That includes VBA and so on. When it comes to VBA, I want to ask a code. Earlier days, when we get a VBA assignment, we say at least give me one month time. Even for small assignment, because you have to write a code, you have to test it, you have to deploy it, and so on. Now we need not to write a code. Who is going to write the code? ChatGPT. But before asking a question, when it comes to VBA, I tell to the ChatGPT, now you are a VBA expert. I am defining a role to the ChatGPT, what ChatGPT should act as. When I say you are a VBA expert, out of the terabytes of data, it filter only the data which is related to a VBA. For example, you are trying to draft a letter for the authority. Then you should tell you are a legal consultant now. You are a legal expert consultant. There is a lot of difference between legal consultant, legal expert consultant. When you say legal consultant, it's going to give you very general, okay, maybe near to the specific. But when you say you are the expert, you know the GST laws, you know everything. Now let me tell you a question. Please answer this. Then it will go deep into your specifications. Role playing is one of the very important thing in the chat GPT. Not only chat GPT, any chatbot for that matter. Generally, we don't do that. We simply ask a question. You tell to the chat GPT what role it has to play, right? So in general, it is important to provide the model as much context as possible when asking a question. This can help the model to better understand the intent behind the question and generate a more appropriate response. For example, if you are asking ChatGPT complete a sentence, providing a sentence with more context will help the model And so this is a very basic text. Probably once we go and start asking the question, we'll try to understand. First, I'm sure more than 50% of the crowd did not use the chat GPT. That's what the answer I got. For the last half an hour, at least I'm just using a word called chat GPT, but where it is. Is it something, an application which we need to download? No, it's a web app. Whoever the first time users, I'm just trying to tell, just go to the OpenAI, click this, and on the top you have a chat GPT. You can just click this try chat GPT, and it's going to just give us a captcha, verify you are human. It's going to take me here. Let me try to log in. Oops. Think because I already logged in, I need not log in again. Oops. Okay, no worries. I'll just quickly log in. It will take you here. If you are for the first time logging into the chat GPT, you can sign up with any of the Gmail. Let me just go here. Let me go to my account. Okay. This is what chat GPT you will find it. It is a conversation. The difference between Google and the chat GPT is the problem with the Google is I go and I need to search, and the first two, three links are advertisements. Without knowing that, we click it. Along with the click, we'll also get the sometimes virus. Okay. So, and also out of 20, 30 links, maybe the correct answer which I'm looking for maybe into the fourth page. But 90% of, this is a Google research, which I am not telling. 90% of the people doesn't even go to the second page of the Google search results. They'll only look into the first page. If they don't find the correct answer, they'll search it again. If they don't get the correct answer, they'll search it again. If they don't get the correct answer, they think, okay, this is useless. Okay. But chat GPT creates content for you. It's not just going to copy paste the data and give it to you. It means whatever the content it's going to give it to you is original content. It's going to generate the content, right? Now, this is what a UI you will be having user interface. And at the bottom, you have an option to ask the question. I think bottom part, many people may not find it. So I'll just increase a little bit up. Okay. This is the place where I'm going to start asking a question. It's going to be a fresh chat. A chat is nothing but a conversation. Use these words always. Conversation means if I use a question, next question, even if I just say a single word about previous question, it is always trying to understand from the first conversation what happened. Okay. For example, I'm sure tomorrow the bot will come in such a way. Can you book a table at the hotel so on show? It's going to ask some question. I just need to answer for that question. I need not to tell again, please book a table for me. Because I already said it understood the context towards that only it work. When I just click a new chat, that means it's again new conversation. Whatever you have done in the previous conversation, it forgets. It's going to give a new conversation. Sometimes keeping the conversation alive is important. Meaning, I'm doing a project. I am preparing some audit report where I made it half. Then after that, I close it. After that, I have used ChatGPT for different conversation. I can go back to my old conversation. I can continue the conversation wherever I stop. Still, it can understand because it will go back to the conversation, understands the question, and it's going to give it to you. And by default, in my case, it is taking me to the ChatGPT 4. But in your case, it's going to take you to ChatGPT 3.5. What is the difference between these two? Quickly, can anyone, if you can identify something, can you tell me? GPT-4 and GPT. What is the UI small getting changed? Yes. In case of 3.5, it doesn't have the functionality to upload content, right? In case of free version, you are going to ask it. It's going to give you the. You are going to ask anything relates to the text manipulation. It's going to either summarize or elaborate like a pivot table. You can pull down, you can summarize. It's going to do the task. But when you have a paid version, it's many, many further functionalities. Now let's use the basic one. The question which I started, what is CA? Chartered accountant. It is also clever. What it said, Sharma, you don't understand, but probably I understood that you're trying to talk about California and chartered accountant and certified certificate authority and computer associates, whatever which are having a lot of content in the mind, it started giving. Now I'm saying CA in India. Now in India, CA typically refers to a chartered accountant. It means even the certified authority, the BSCs who are to sanction are the certified authorities, right? Than the content about certifying authority in the internet, chartered accountant content is much bigger. The word of chartered accountant used much bigger. That's the reason when you said CA in India, it started giving a chartered accountant. Okay. So, but I'm trying to use CA in India with respect to digital signature. Now, CA it will pick up from the then what it has. India it will pick up. Digital signature it will pick up. Now, when I enter, do you think it's going to give chartered accountancy now? No. See, it has given now the content as a certifying authority. When my question is more elaborate, it goes towards the narrow down. It's going to give me a specific result what I am looking for. Okay. And this is you can start asking many questions. Let me show you recent ones, whatever I started using. No, as of now, there is no search option here for many things. In fact, Canva, ChatGPT, Power Query presentation, and video insights. I try to give. See, this is what the analysis it can give the data. But this is only possible if you have a prime version of ChatGPT. Then, let's say, for example, I want to get some data. Now, what I'll be doing, let's take this small example. Let's take this small example. Let's go to ChatGPT new conversation and ask about something relates to the bank. And the CBS I want to know. Could you please tell me all Indian PSU banks? Could you please provide me all Indian PSUs and their CBS name? PSB or PSU? PSU, public sector undertaking. Yeah, PSBs, yeah. PSBs, okay. Public sector bank, I'll put it. Yeah, PSBs. Okay, in the name in the tabular format. See, now you see, is it right or wrong? Not right. Few are right, few are wrong. Okay. Now this is ChatGPT, right? Copilot, where you can find it. If already Copilot is not there in your system, if you are using Windows 11, just go to your Windows, search for update, update. Are you finding here? Check for updates. Just go here. Once you go here, I'm sure you will be finding some updates are ready to install. You better click that. Once you click it, updates will automatically come. Once updates comes, once you restart, you will find a small icon at the right side bottom. I already shown you called Copilot. Now let me click this. Once I open Copilot, you will. This is the preview as of now. That means this is not a full version of Copilot. This is Microsoft product, which is part of your Windows. The same question. Now let me ask. In the Copilot. Can I ask here? In fact, this is what I was talking about in my PPT. Do you want more creative, more balanced, more precise? Let it be more balanced. Now, I just put a question this. Let us see what it's going to answer. It is just giving some answer, Copilot. If I don't want, I can click the stop response. Absolutely correct. Bank of India, I'm not sure why it has not given. What the Copilot is doing, what the Copilot is doing, it is looking into the real-time information from the website. It will gather the information, even that out of that information, because for the same banks in CA Club India, I've given a wrong information. Because some other website I've given correct information. How it's going to vet, which website it's going to pick up, which is having more authority. It will look more than hundreds of parameters while checking this. It's going to give the content. Now, when it comes to this, okay, now if you can see, I think if I'm not wrong, only Canara Bank using FlexiCube. Remaining banks are either banks or Finacle. Yes, right? Now, in the Finacle, I want to download account statement, account statement. Please provide the navigation. Some question I asked. Let us see whether it's going to give us a proper response or not. It's not going to give you the answer if no such information is available in the website. Somewhere should be there in the web, it's going to give you. So, what? Very generic. This is not a correct information. Okay. So, when it comes to the income tax, now can I ask a question with respect to the income tax? Income tax, capital gains sections. Please put list in tabular form. Now your Finacle related information on the web is very limited than your income tax capital gain, because thousands and thousands of articles will be there when it comes to the capital gain. So it's going to give you a very quick and accurate information. So the days will come, maybe it will take another 4 years or 5 years, where every task what we are going to do, for which it's going to give the accurate information. That's the reason I told you. It's not about what you are searching, it's about whether the related information is there part of your web or not. And that information should be more. It cannot be just you went and written an article about some X person and immediately coming back and started searching. I don't know this possible. Where you are writing an article. Is it in Times of India? Yes, there is a more possibility. Even if you write an article yesterday, tomorrow if you ask your co-pilot, there's a possibility it's going to pick up. Or are you going to write an article in your blog where your blog is only having 100 views or 200 views? It may not even pick up. Because out of the parameters, what is having at the back end, your blog may not have that authenticity. Whereas Times of India may have more authenticity. Now, do you think these sections are correct? I'm not an expert. At least some of the sections I can feel, okay, correct. I think most of things are correct here. It's about the content. And you always need to think, don't, I got a number of places. People ask me, Sharan, ChatGPT is waste. Because I asked the question, it's not giving the answer. How it's going to answer? Until unless it's having a backend that much of information. What kind of question you are asking? That's the reason people are only saying ChatGPT is good for drafting. Why? Because the trillions of content entirely is there in the English. It knows what is correct word. ICA. Can anyone say ICA? I am a chartered accountant or I am a CA. When I put CA, it's going to immediately correct. No, it is I am. Because out of the trillions of data, everywhere I found after I, M is there. Okay. So that is one important thing you all need to understand. And this is about Copilot. If you want to have the best part of Copilot is the same Copilot, whether you open in your phone, I can start the conversation from here. Whether you open in the Bing, let me go to Bing, right? Let's go to my here. I'll just go to Bing. Once you go to Bing, are you finding once I open the Bing, first thing what I found? Now, whatever the history which I'm finding, I can just go here I can find my history. Whatever recently I searched, I can find here. Now let me just take this little up. June related. Okay. And I can just see it, whatever the content which I'm searching, and I can just go here and search history. You can download it. You can just go to the switch accounts and so on. Let's go to my profile. Now I can just start searching in the bin. Now let me ask the question. You can ask one more question here. Now I can go and ask, for example, to create a standard reply with respect to GST, okay, notice. Some very generic I have given. It's just trying to compile whether this related information is there in the web or not. If yes, then it's going to give you some random information when it is trying to give you. I just need to take it into the Word document wherever it is. I just change the words and it's going to give it to you. As simple as it. Okay. This is with respect to the Copilot. As I said, Copilot, you can use it in your web. And very recently, just, okay, though not relevant, but just as an example, don't mind how important this is. Copilot, I still remember September 9th, one big celebrity, eminent personality got arrested last year. And after 15 days, I got a call from one advocate who is trying to write an article for some of the newspaper or maybe some news journal about the entire background, the cases, what are the sections, and so on. Very casually, he called. Then I asked what you are doing. My staff are working on compiling the information in the newspaper and everywhere. What are the sections? What are the charges, and so on. Then after I understood that, I said, just give me 10 minutes. I went into the chat GPT and I searched and I asked a question. Do you know about recent arrest happened in Andhra Pradesh? It said yes. So and so person arrested because of so and so so and so. Could you please provide me all the charges under which he booked? It has given yes under this section, this section, this section as per this act. When I asked a little more further, now for each section, could you please put in a tabular format? What is the section name, under which act, and what is the brief description about that particular section? I've just given the information. Now I went ahead and asked if all the sections proven, what could be the maximum, okay, imprisonment or penalty is going to face? Then it has given further more information. Then I asked about, do you know who are the advocates for him taking a charge to go with a case? Then it has given all the advocates. From where it is gathering the information? From all the newspapers, all having a web presence. It's compiling the information, putting it into a proper shape, what you are looking for. It is just keeping one after other. Then I asked, as per your information from the web, what would be the average cost he might have spent till today for the advocates? This advocate, this is what the recent one he has charged. This advocate, this is the one, these many hearings happened. So maximum, this is what the money is spent. Now, whatever the thing you have drafted me, could you please make a nice article? We should have at least 200 words. Having this entire information, it just gathered. I just copy pasted, put into the Word document, send across to him. Otherwise, the staff has to go to each and every website, Google, so on. It's what the best part of your co-pilot. Okay. And we will slowly go into the second part, our regular bank audit, and what could be, in what cases it can help you, in what cases it cannot help. Sorry? Actual information? Okay. Electoral bonds will ask. Do you know about recent buzz about electoral branch? Yeah. Okay. Even spelling mistake, it can correct. It's trying to gather. Significant news regarding electoral bonds. I want top 10 names. No, Mega first. Mega first. Second, Reliance. Okay, I don't know whether no. Oh, okay. See, otherwise for me to, I need to spend a lot of time. So this they might have reported day before yesterday or yesterday. Still it is gone. Okay. Now can you make an article? It is also giving from what are the sources through which it gathered the information. That's the reason my suggestion, if everyone want to get the benefit out of our CA learning, our institute is anyway doing, branch like Vijayawada is always dynamic anyway doing, keeping the content in the website. In fact, everyone should do this. If content is more in the web, that will be helpful for the next generations. Why for the bank audit, it has given very limited information? Because content is not more in the web. Maximum it can find from the RBI website, CA institutes. That's all. Who will write articles on the bank audit? Do you think the Times of India will learn how to conduct a effective bank audit? No. But when it comes to electoral bonds, you'll find thousands and thousands of articles. People might have written. Okay. What other information? I want to present a paper on this topic. Please prepare top 10 slides for my PPT. It's going to give you, don't worry. Okay. How many of you are started using Copilot? Effectively, ChatGPT, leave it. Okay. Copilot is now much bigger than your ChatGPT. ChatGPT is good when if you are using ChatGPT Plus. But ChatGPT Plus is cost. Okay. See, it has given all the 10 slides for which now I can ask. Could you please help me also to give the content in each slide? And so on. Everything, whatever you feel. But one is important. Before you just copying and pasting, let yourself once. Sometimes, though you upload a picture of donkey, it may say monkey. Because I can create that biased information. That's the reason when you go to the chat GPT, first slide itself, sometimes I may be biased. Why biased? One guy is there who is the worst fellow. But my friends, for the last 5 years, is very good, very good, very good. And my mind is having the only that information. When I find him, very good person. But the entire world is saying he's bad. That means tomorrow, days are not far at all. Let me tell you this fact. Tomorrow, if I can spend 100 crore, let's say there is 1 terabyte of content where I'm talking about, let's say this content is talking about X party is going to win the election. I can spend 100 crore, create bigger content than what content which is there. If I ask a question, my chat GPT tomorrow, who is going to win? My content will become a prominent and my information will come first. So I'm sure the days will come because people thinking ChatGPT is bigger than a human. It cannot. What human create, ChatGPT take that, giving back to the human. Very unfortunately. Okay. Ego. Okay, garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you give the content, the same content will come back as simple as it. So it is not just limited. Okay, you can just start looking into n number of things out of this. Till here, any question? I have to go into our topic, but I'm just giving you the introduction of this. First thing, smartphone. Sure, everyone are using it. Smartphone at least. Okay, please don't raise your hand if you are not using smartphone. Okay, so download ChatGPT. Download Copilot. These days, I asked my institute staff, CA Institute Hyderabad, don't use your brain, please. If you want to send an invitation to the speaker, use the chat GPT. Some better email they are going to give. Because, everywhere, our staff, institute staff, everywhere, a lot of issues are there when they are dealing with the emails. We are simply saying, don't use your brain, please. Use your brain to ask the question. If you give the entire question, he is the speaker, we are the ICI Hyderabad, and this is what the place where we are going to conduct the conference of bank audit, and this is what the topic is going to speak from this time to this time. Please write an email. And also tell he is spoken in the last 5 years 4 times. Because Why the content you need to give so much? Whatever content you give based on which it's going to pick up reference at one or other place, it automatically generate a content for you. I'll tell you this scenario. So I've done 2 months back one forensic audit for one Nagpur, police department, cooperative society, forensic audit. That's a cooperative society bank. And I still remember it was Vinayaka Chauthi, not just 2 months back, 4 5 months back. Vinayaka Chauthi morning, along with the officer, one CA from Nagpur came to Hyderabad, my office, and I did not celebrate any festival. They asked me to finalize at any cost today because we are going to file a charge sheet next 1 or 2 days. It was like I called my two of my staff and everything. And their flight they booked next day morning 2 o'clock. That means they have to leave at any cost 12 o'clock. Maximum, 11:30 to until evening 6:37. I was just spending my time in data analysis, finding the facts, finding more information out of the data. And the officer is saying, "Sir, start drafting. Whatever we found it till now, that is sufficient. Start drafting." Because he thinks drafting will take a lot of time. I said, "Don't worry, let us find more, okay, anomalies." He said, "Sir, it's over. Please draft." Because he is thinking, drafting a report, a forensic audit report like 15 pages or 20 pages, will certainly take half a day or one day. I said, "Don't worry." And at night, 8 o'clock, we stopped finding the findings. Then we started making the report. Let me stop my screen just for the benefit of everyone. YouTube, now you don't have a time to watch 3 hours video. What you can do? You can just take that YouTube link, take one plugin, which can give the summary of that entire thing, and just ask ChatGPT. It's going to give the summary of the entire video. I need not to watch. Saves the time. Lot of information. Okay. So you can just explore it. Now probably after 5 minutes. Any question as of now? Any question? I hope at least from tomorrow, whether it is helpful or not, start using ChatGPT Copilot. Okay. Until unless we start using it, you will not get the potential of it, use of it. Okay. For myself, if you ask me, I'm happy to pay 2000 because I'm trying to deliver, get more content here. And when it comes to the reports, my reports becoming very formal, very good quality these days, thanks to the chat GPT. Because I'm not a, Oxford guy having a great English since my school days. Till my plus two, I was into Telugu medium. If I myself start writing a report, I'm sure other person can easily identify that, okay, he's not an expert. But our reports are now becoming very, formal, very quality, not because of me, because of the application which I'm using. And especially the case studies. If you use the case study, if the case study is prominent, which is there in the Vakil search and everywhere, your chat GPT can identify. If any income tax expert, probably you can ask me one case study in the meanwhile, one case study, either direct taxes, indirect taxes. Let us see whether that case study is there. Any case study? Okay. This one I'll talk, then we'll go here, sir. Can you provide me recent 5 case studies on joint development agreements? Yes. With respect to income tax? Yes. We'll talk income, we'll just say income tax. Since I am not expert, I don't know whether the answers what it is going to give correct or wrong, but since it is also giving us a source from where it is picking up, it is not giving the case names. It's giving the information about the case law. Yeah. Can you provide the case law? Yeah. Yeah, and it will come, sir. See that the difference between Copilot and the ChatGPT, ChatGPT is not giving us source from where it is picking up. Now it is giving you the source. Yes, reference. Yeah. So are you finding here the numbers? Once I click it, it will take to that particular page. Okay. Immediate sources. Instead of me, I'm going to search. Okay. So you can ask any number of things. That itself is giving what are the questions with respect to joint development agreement. Okay. So any other thing, sir? Yeah. Let's come back to our now. I'm sure. How many of you attended last year bank audit seminar? Oh, many are new. Is it? Okay. After the bank audit, how many of you opened the files of last year bank audit files? No. Files in the system at least? No. Good. Even if you open, don't save it because you are going to change your timestamp, which is one of the very important evidence. Okay. So, how many of you are into the UBI panel? Yeah. Let us hope we'll get it. Okay. UBI, I think, started sending the emails since yesterday. How many of you got here UBI clients? Because UBI is the only bank. Continuing auditors are going to get. Okay. So UBI is the only bank providing the information in the Excel. Yes. What is that report we call? A1, A4 reports. Okay. It's going to be Excel file having, 60 columns, 50 columns. Except UBI, in all other remaining banks, the same traditional text format, no PDF. I don't think so any bank is going to give the reports in the PDF, mostly into the text. If it is PDF, what you will do? I love PDF, small PDF. As long as I have an internet, what is the problem? We sign there on no, NDA. Within next minute, we upload into the I love PDF. Why? You are having Office 365. At least 50% of the people raise the hand. Don't you have a Power Query? In the Power Query, don't you find import the PDF? What is Power Query? A transformation tool. If you import, let's say, for example, this is what I do. Okay, let me open anyway. Let me stop recording. How many of you downloaded a guidance note of ICI 2024? Everyone, because generally anything which comes into the WhatsApp, first thing download. I think I should change my question. How many of you opened guidance note and read it? At least, do you know how many pages are there? 340, that's all. 800, if I'm not wrong, more than 800. Okay. Let me open this. 865. Obviously, it is not possible for us to read everything. Okay. It's not required. If you are really interested, what we are generally interested, what are the changes from the last year? Assuming last year we read everything. Right? Okay, otherwise, till now, for any year. Yes, no, I started recording. Completely good. Okay. So, till now, if you did not open at all since many years, then better you read everything. Considering, assuming we all read last year guidance note, and this year guidance note is there, we'll do a small exercise. Okay. First, we'll compare what are the changes. Okay. For that, I think we can do it. But for the compare, please don't go to the I Love PDF again. Whenever our mind is always into those two websites. Okay. In my office, in the bookmarks, our staff always keep it. Don't do that. Okay. Because that's a information which is going outside. Now, I'll open a Word document. We'll try to see what are the new things so that we can make a summary. We'll store it. We'll try to understand. Let me open a Word document. How to convert a PDF into the Word? Open the PDF, copy paste, is it? Simple control plus O, right? In the Word document, you go to control plus O. Then let me give this path. Yes, I want to convert the PDF files. It takes little time because it's almost like 800 plus pages. It's going to convert accurately as it is, whatever the PDF content into the Word document. Have you downloaded recently Institute uh, utility, released utility, audit quality board, is it? Yeah. How many of you downloaded that Excel utility? Very good. How many of you opened it and started looking into the formulas, what they kept, especially the audit opinion? If you say yes, materiality, then adverse, how it is. Have you seen that type of logics? You can't find the formula. Why? Because that Excel is a locked, password protected. Okay. But don't worry, that protection also you can remove. I already done for almost 20 sheets, remaining sheets I'll remove and I'll try to circulate. I don't know whether the institute allow or not, but I'll tell you the technique, how to remove the password. That is required because you will understand the backend logic of those yes, no, yes, no. So that our subject will get improved. I'll not take much time. Let it, because I already uh, downloaded 2023 bank audit guidance note. Is there any bank audit guidance note Word document here? No. Okay, I think this, just wait for another maximum 1 minute. If not, we'll close it. I'll just give you the method. Okay, I'll not go much detail into that. I think the work is done. Yep. If you can see, because huge data, it is taking little time. How many of you use it till now, the compare option in Word document? I'm sure many of you. No? Compare. For example, I'll just give you an example where you can use this. Let's say I sent a quotation for the client, RFP, maybe having some 30, 40 pages. While sending the quotation, I have written 1 lakh rupees excluding GST. I sent a Word document for review. He replied the same Word document. I am fine with that. Then I have taken the printout, signed, give it to him. After end of the contract, he has given only 1 lakh. Then I went back and looking into the document. That excluding became including. While he's sending back, he just changed two characters instead of EX, IN. Then if that is the case, when I send a 30-page document, when he send the same document back, how can I verify? This is the minimum thing as an auditor we should identify. That's the reason there is an option in the Word document, even the PDF files also. You can convert into the Word document, then you can compare. There is an option called compare and combine. Once it gets open, then we will take a small case, we will close that. I request everyone, at least after today, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, take last year guidance note, take this year guidance note, convert into the Word document, then try to compare, make a summary of it. Just look into only those things because those all are the things which are changed from last year to the current year. I think it's done. Okay. See, check it out how many pages. Every page very much properly it converted. Because it's 800-page document, I'm not running the compare option here. Just for your information only I've shown. Let me open a blank Excel. Let me put some random data. What is the function I've written? Rand. Don't worry, it's going to give you random 100 paragraphs. Okay. So let me save this file. Let me save this file on my desktop. This as a original file. I'll just keep it as an original. Okay. I will go to which page you like. Which page you like? Let's say fifth page. At the fifth page, before this word, I'll put it. Otherwise, I'll remove this word. One word I'll remove. Now save this as revised. Now close it. Close this Word document. Now let me open any blank Word document. Let me open this. Go to the review. Are you finding here there is an option called compare? Now you are having an option combine. Let's go to compare first. Otherwise, you can go to combine. That's fine. Now this is the original document. Let's go to the desktop. In this, I'm sure I'm finding original. And let's go here. Revised. Which one you want to identify? Do you want even the moves? Do you want even the comments? Do you want even the tables and so on? Let it be everything. Okay, don't make it case changes. Last time it is lowercase, now it is uppercase. If you want, you can do that, but it takes extra more time to process. Otherwise, you can select everything. Do you want character level or word level? Now, no problem. Let me click OK. No, it should not be the case. I think something went wrong. 1 second. Combine. 1 second. I think I might have not saved it. Let me first of all check my. Oops. On the desktop, I'm not finding. Yeah. This is the original one. Even I forget where I missed. I'm sorry. Sorry, sir. Okay. Let me remove one word I have removed in the original. If both are same, it should not happen, right? Now, I think I wrongly saved it seems. In the original only, I deleted one word. Let's go to review quickly. Go to compare and combine so that you will find one more document with combine. I'll quickly take this. Let's go to desktop, original. Let's go to revised. Yeah. What happened? This is cut. This is the word which has been removed in the original document than this. It is having a capability to even read 1,000 pages document. Okay. So now what I should do if I want to really know the essence of in the recent guidance note, take the recent guidance note, how I converted into the Word document, you do the same. Take the last year guidance note, convert into Word, combine both the documents by comparing. While comparing, you can uncheck all those remaining items because small things I don't want. Earlier, it may be into the tabular format. Now it is into paragraph format. Now you can remove. What is real content which got changed? You just take it. It takes little time for the process because 860 pages comparing is not a small job. It takes maybe 1 or 2 minutes. After that, it's going to give you a proper comparison. It removes some of the circulars which are not applicable for current year. It is going to add a new circular. So my job is what? That circular I want to get. Okay. Now, let's say suddenly I want to now get a download for the RBI circular. Please provide me the master circular on IRAC norms as per RBI. I don't know the date. Latest. Yeah. If possible, it's going to give a link. It has not given a date till now. That is 22 days. Yes. Yeah, March 31st, 22. 423. Next date. Session now the faculty told. Okay, we'll see. Well, the date injustice circuit. First date master circuit dated 1/4/23. Yeah, it's trying to give 1 second. Oh, I want. Okay, let me click this. Okay, it went directly to that website. You can get the access. Okay, this is 22/23, 1st April 22. No, this is not latest, sir. 1st April 23 is the latest. But okay, you can then ask if you know already the information, you give the date, it's going to accurately get that press note and so on. So this you can do that so that you will get the last version versus this version. This is a small example I would like to tell you, whoever doesn't know how to compare. This is in fact in a real case, n number of cases, n number of places you can use this compare option. Now let's go to our quickly the data, what people generally expect. In fact, at break also 1 or 2 people asked me to quickly show that quick revision to the files. Now I will just go to the 2023. I will just take yeah. Okay. So let's take where are the text files? Just give me 1 minute. Okay. We'll take one quick file. We'll try to see if whether this file can be converted into the proper text column. Okay, if you can see this, this is some X branch. The font is very higher. So let me make it zoom out so that now you can find it properly. Now, I will try to take this file where you will have an option to convert the data. In the ChatGPT regular, you doesn't have an option. There is no doubt. In the Copilot, I doubt whether it's having a functionality to upload the text file, but let me open this Copilot. When you ask for an image, it's going to ask you as an image or a screenshot. Here also it doesn't have any option. But where you will find this option only in the Chat GPT of Pro version, if I have, we'll try to see whether that properly work. Let's go to Chat GPT 4. I will just take the file of loan balance. I'll just go here. 1 second. I'll just go here. This particular file, Control C. I'll go to my Chat GPT Control V. I'll take this. Otherwise, anyway, manually, I'll give it to you how to do that and how we can do a stratification. Today, I'm going to cover one more important part where tomorrow he's not going to cover the sample part. I'll talk about three important sampling. One is stratified sampling. The other one is systematic sampling. Random is anyway we follow since decades. So stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and with one example. In fact, I have took even the same example last year also with respect to the interstate, how we can do that. Okay. Could you please convert this loan balance file into Excel format? Excel structured format into different columns. We'll see. Today, when I start using it, when it understands, if I can start correcting it again and again and again, tomorrow, if I start my conversation with a new file, it will certainly do it. So AI is about always how much content you give it to it. It learns from the data what you are going to provide. It is doing nothing at the back end except writing a Python code automatically. It will download the respective Python library. In this case, it has taken pandas and it's trying to work. Yeah, since many people said Office 365, till the time it writes. Do you know Python is now part of your Excel? How many of you know that? How many of you know that? Have you started using any time? Start using it. Small things like your reconciliations, bank reconciliations. You write a small code. You ask ChatGPT itself, put into the Python, you will get the reconciliation. Now that is part of it. It's taking a little time. Okay, let us see. We'll just take some time if it is really working. Otherwise, we'll take it out. Because when it is manually comparing, it takes a lot of time. Just a columns report is yeah, I'm just trying to see on the top how much process it has done. Mhm. Yeah. Correct, correct. EMI is due, EMI is paid, overdue, that comes into three columns. It seems I made an error. It's trying to do it. See, the best part of ChatGPT, when it found an error, it's trying to go for alternative method. It identified. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, it's almost done. I think this time it is done, if I'm not wrong. No, it is asking to restart the process. We'll try the last third one. Okay. See, as I mentioned, it is a complex file. I just uploaded the file and I have given convert. Probably if I could write a content, what this file, how many columns are there with more example, it may do little skill. It is only about how much time we need to spend. We'll try this attempt because if it is a standard file, it can easily do it because this little customized only for the bank. In general, it will not find it in anywhere in the Google, this type of format. So it has to understood first of all, what is this file? How many columns are there? How it has to split it? Sorry, sir. No, I think it is taking an example, first 7 items. It generally do what, first 10 rows it does it. If we confirm yes, it's going to do the process for remaining in general. Okay, leave it. Okay, it's giving some error. Okay, so we'll do it quickly manual for our stratification. I'll just do this. It's already open. So just come back from your last year, whatever the Excel work we have done. Quickly, we'll do this part. In normal, what is the sense where we do the text to column in our regular data? I don't think so, except the bank audit time. Is it concurrent audits? How many of you are doing concurrent audits? Of course, in the concurrent audits, we do. Okay, concurrent audits also, we get the data sometimes in the format only. Okay, and since I'm talking about concurrent audit, especially revenue leakage, what we do for one item, we'll try to identify whether this particular item is there, okay, in the ledger account or not. If you can do the same process for everything, that's the reason I always request you all to learn the Power Query. Power Query is such a tool. I can put 50 account statements. For all the 50 account statement, it is in append. So that for each account statement, maybe some 1,000 rows, 50 account statement, 50,000 rows, no problem. But I'll be having each account number in the first column so that I can put all together 50 at a time. I'll search for the keywords. Okay, whether this particular related charges has been debited or not. I'll go to that particular description, I'll filter it. If anything not filtered with that name, then I'll go and cross check. Is there any other word they have used? Okay. So very quickly, let me go into this, whether this is a delimited or fixed width in this case. I think by this time we all should become expert on these files. This is a fixed width. Let's go down. Let's go to the next level. I'll just go here. I'll just go here. I'll just go to my this one customer. I'll go to my customer name. You try to put little back and limit, and this is the interest rate. Every column talk about a story with respect to your LFR. Theoretical balance, outstanding balance, then you have an irregularity, sanction date, EMIs paid, EMIs due, EMIs overdue, new IRAC, old IRAC, still they are following. So arrear condition, then currency account, currency maintained branch, next overdue amount, irregular amount, unutilized, unrealized interest, accrued interest. Is there any stress in the account or not? What is the SMA code? Whether there is an incipient stress or not, risk asset or not, risk asset date, right of flag, right of amount, then finally right of date, SMA class, SMA date, and SMA area condition. Finish. Okay, so from here, the activity is very simple. I'll just delete till the header. Keep the cursor here. What is the shortcut to select the entire data? Control Shift and just give the filter. There are two ways you can do this. Either you can sort this data based on the account number. So wherever number starts, all the accounts you can copy and paste it. But my method is always remove what is not required. So I'll filter this data. I'll just go to the end. I'll go to the end of this particular filter. What is not required for me? First, I'll unselect everything. Go to the end. What is not required, I'll simply select it. Remaining all are accounts which are required. So the junk data I have selected. This is not required to me. Keep the cursor here. What is the shortcut? I already told you. Control Shift End. Control Shift End. Now, what is the shortcut to remove the data? Delete the row. Control minus. Enter. Now you remove this data. This is the proper structured format. Okay. One quick analysis we need to do. What is that? Customer number versus account number. What it indicates?
One customer having many accounts.
One person can have many accounts, many loans. What is an advantage of it? What type of analysis we can do? If one account becomes an NPA, all accounts should automatically becomes NPA. So let us quickly do that analysis. I'll just go to the input. Your entire audit you can do using pivot tables. 80% of the audits. I'll just go to pivot table, insert pivot table, click OK. Where is the account number? Put into the rows. If you want, if anything should come one below other rows, so keep it into the row label. Customer number, keep it into the column label. Sorry, row label as a first item, then account number as a second item. Go to the design. I want to keep it into a tabular form. Now, let me right click. I don't want any subtotal. Otherwise, if you just want to know how many accounts are there, press this account number into the values. It will give the total by default, but I don't want total. Right click, summarize by count, so that you will get the count. Now I'll simply right click. I'll sort the data largest to the smallest. This is going to give you at least a risk. What accounts we should look more. But there could be 6 accounts that can be a staff loan. Even together, you may not have, 10 lakh rupees. So what is more important here? Let's also take the outstanding. I want to keep outstanding in the next column. I'll just take it. Now, let me sort the data based on the outstanding. Okay. So this is what the highest amount where two accounts are there. That means even though six accounts are there, but five accounts are here. It is 1.38 crore. So you can just start looking into the data for the analysis. So when it comes to customer number versus account number, immediately this type of pivot table should come into our mind. I always tell pivot table is not a tool which you need to learn. Pivot table is a tool which can work based on your visualization. I want my final data should be kept into this format. I want first account number, then first customer number, then account number, then outstanding. First, you need to visualize how you want to get your data. Okay, since the time is less, what I'll be doing, since the data is almost similar.